Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. Exciting week ahead, but also has been a little bit of a roller coaster for all those of you who had Ainz in the last couple of days. First coming back, hearing a little bit of a nerf for those of you who figured out how Ainz and Apsara together was doing some ridiculous damage. I think someone shared like 30 or 40 billion damage screenshots, and of course they quickly realized the damage was overlapping with each other. Yes, really. But then again, it is kind of also like not intended. As I did the skills, when I went over the hero review, I did talk about like I was expecting it kind of be just additive, not some sort of weird interaction where it gets a compounding effect. Now, of course, just like Salter last time, they're using the same compensation method. So anyone who actually summons Ainz during the summoning banner, so for those of you who haven't summoned it yet and be like, oh, I get a free legendary Dragon Eye when I summon it. Yeah, you get a legendary Dragon Eye at the end of the event for anybody who gets an Ainz during the Miracle Wish. Furthermore, afterwards, of course, people lashed out in the community, was really upset about it. 1 day later or 2 days later, they buffed him. So let's go take a look at how big the buffs are. And you can decide whether or not it makes them worth it or not. So first of all, 200% crit was a big gap for a lot of people. So now it only requires 150 to cap out at this benefit. So you can build 150 crit and rest into crit damage, making it really easy for him to hit like 600. Like 500 crit, like it's gonna be easily obtainable for most players if you get him. And for whales, you can easily see 600 or 650% crit, which is kind of insane because that's going to get through a lot of the crit damage resistance, making his personal damage very notable in PvP. Over here on Resonance, you see the damage goes now from 50 to 70%. So effectively a 40% damage increase on this for whatever he's able to capture. And that is actually quite notable. It makes him in a single target situation very comparable, at least from a recorded damage perspective, to Apsara. So you can run them, Apsara has 30% skill damage, just so that we don't forget. Like, before people complain about, oh, I got Apsara, and now you release a hero that's like same, if not better. Not really. Apsara increases 30% skill damage, and over here, another 30% resonance damage. So that is quite notable. Compounding together, that's like 70% extra damage, 1.3 times 1.3 on a base. It's additive, so like net benefit, like when there's a lot of skill damage, whatever, yes, there's diminishing return, but still, over here, he increases dot damage taken, which makes it kind of like hard to use because especially for some bosses that only take damage from certain types. Like, yes, this is kind of like a unique buff, I guess, to Ainz that we'll get that extra percent 40. But he also has the enfeebleness, so I guess that helps from a different perspective. But overall, like increasing resonance damage, that 30% is going to be pure increase. Like for heroes like Marie, majority of the damage is going to be resonance damage. Like Apsara still works better with Marie than Ainz with Marie. So for those of you who are like feeling upset because you have Apsara, don't feel upset. Apsara is still going to be the better pair with Marie for maximizing damage. But it does make Ainz a lot more relevant. He could work really well with something like Brynhild or anything that can hit multiple enemies very frequently in a PvP situation, in a tanking situation. He could, be quite useful, especially if he can charge up his Grim Reaper very frequently. His personal damage is going to be notable, and he's going to, have enfeebleness and, increase dot damage onto the enemy. So he's gonna help tank as well by stealing a lot of the mastery from the enemy. So I do expect Ainz to now show up in PvP, possibly even threes. We'll see very soon in the coming weeks as people decide whether to summon him. But just to put us into like a perfect dilemma. And by the way, like if you're not sure, there are really good ways of testing him. So for example, just run him with like another direct damage dealer. Set one of them to be like set Ainz to be just really fast, and you can see like the damage ramp up very quickly, right? And you can just, watch the data report for that. And it will be, close to 70% damage as soon as he triggers it on a second turn. So you can just mark the target. Of course, at the beginning, some of the damage won't be counted, but as soon as you start marking the enemy, from here onward, pretty much 70% of the damage will be captured. Okay, now let's go back to Discord and take a look at some of the other information that's coming in this week. So we got a new hero, Jocelyn, coming in. So I'll be doing the hero review on Wednesday. Reyna is coming back, which is huge. Penny, for those of you who don't have Penny, and Indra, really good pick. So this makes this Miracle banner almost like a steal, with the exception of a trap Bobo Ann. And I really hope people don't get a lot of, Bobo Anns coming out of this banner. I would love to be able to pick up a Raynite, but I really also hope Raynite comes in a box, because that will make things a lot cheaper for the spenders. So fingers crossed. Let's hope Jocelyn's really good, which then makes a really hard toss because we got a lot of really powerful heroes back to back on Miracle Summons, and it will really eat into people's wallets. Other things, I guess, to note of, for this week. We do have the good deal for Valentine's Day. We have this, so you can, pick up another copy here, and you will find that Marie and Giselle are both in here now. And what I will say is there is also in the update notes saying there is a new Space Temple. So maybe that's coming out on Wednesday. So I'll be sure to get that for you and, do a guide for you for those of you who hate those annoying puzzles and you just want the rewards. So you can look forward to that from me. And finally, there is a new code. So, new code. Bailey 15. So congratulations, Bailey. Where is it? I just claimed it right before. I should have, done these things before the video. There you go. Even though he didn't win this time, but Bailey 15. So congratulations, Bailey. 15 wins, and you can use this code Bailey 15 for 20 excellent runes and 1 epic eye. Other things you can look forward to from me. The Demon Conquest is back up. So I did promise to do a guide for all of this. Last time people were like, it was too... I was using this main account, and, it was all like limited heroes with insane stats, which made it a little bit easier. I will do it on the 108 account this time. I do find that, even though people say, can you do this with, more free-to-play access heroes? The hero pool is really diverse right now, so I would rather focus on, the mechanics of the hero. I do recognize some of the heroes, you do need very specific heroes to beat them, especially some of the later ones. It does get increasingly more difficult, so we'll see. Once I make that video, you guys can comment and, let me know how you feel about that. Anyway, so lots to look forward to. Really sorry I haven't been posting as often as I would like. Been really busy in real life with work. I'm also away downtown for conference for over the next couple of days. So I'll figure out how I'll squeeze time to make time for you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gandalf out.